Hey everyone, welcome back to KSSP Podcast, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Spencer,
I'm Katie.
and in this episode, we're just gonna be kind of doing a brief little conclusion summary of the things we went over, and then just any commentary we may have on it, I guess, too. So, the first video our overall topic was wage slavery today. And the first video that we did was What is it? Where we just kind of went over what is wage slavery and some of the thoughts on the term wage slavery in the past. So, I guess the one thing that I thought of while we were going over that is the proponents of wage slavery probably. So, the proponents of wage slavery being bad. So, the people who were for like the term wage slavery being like a negative probably only made those claims or had that belief in an attempt to justify chattel slavery, when really the goal should have been to abolish both wage slavery and chattel slavery, in my opinion. Like, neither should have
Yeah.
really prevailed. Or I guess like we technically did abolish chattel, but then there's like still in prison how you can. So we didn't get rid of, and I mean, I would still argue there's wage slavery still. So we haven't really gotten rid of slavery as a whole, I guess.
Yeah. And I really like the Frederick Douglass quote we read. I'm not going to read the whole thing again because it's really long. But basically, Frederick Douglass, former slave and abolitionist, he basically was saying that so he was a chattel slave and then he was a wage slave. And in his opinion, being a wage slave was only slightly better than being in chattel slavery. It was just as degrading. You had just as little power, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And it just puts you at the mercy because you're just at the mercy of your employer, basically.
Yeah, the capitalist owning class.
Yes, the bourgeois.
They're bougie. And then in our next video, we went over how it affects us in the US. With that, some things that I thought of were obviously by looking at salaries and income, and then when we looked at the budgeting and cost of living, I'd wager we are wage slaves because it's, I would say, what was the median again? I think like 70,000, 60,000, something like that,
It
around
was
there.
around 70,000, a little bit more or less,
Okay.
depending on what numbers you're looking at.
And the cost of living, and obviously with inflation, even right now, I don't know the most recent to this date, the airing of this video, how inflation, I think I've heard it's maybe going down a little bit. I've heard like up and down, but either way, even without inflation, I don't think a lot of people have had savings or time to save. And really, to me, the biggest thing that confirms to me that we're wage slaves is the fact that a majority of us cannot quit our job, or else we will become homeless,
Yes.
lose our health care, just have a poor quality of life.
Yeah.
So that means we have to work. So to me, that just makes it like there's no freedom there. Like, we don't have the freedom to not work unless you want a poor quality of life, which is terrible. Like, that's not
Right.
how it should be.
Because there's more you can contribute to the world than a profit.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many things you can contribute. You can contribute art and music. You can contribute scientific, you contribute innovation, scientific discovery, like all of these things. You can have a therapeutic contribution to the world. Like there's just so many things you can do for the world that aren't driven by profit. And so this myth that you have to work in order to contribute to society, like, I mean, yes, working to contribute to society isn't a bad thing or anything. I'm not against doing that, but it shouldn't be the only choice.
Yeah. And to me, it also comes down to the fact that the business owner, who generally, if I'm going to be honest, isn't really doing much of anything. Like, sure, they started the business and they deserve credit for that, but now their workers are the ones who are doing all the work for them, making them that money, yet they're taking a huge percentage of that profit.
Right.
That is
The
wrong.
like the ownership to labor, the ratio of their payment for a standard business is like 303 to 1, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, tell me how that's fair. I want
Right.
people to tell me and justify how that is fair.
Yes.
And like, don't give me the excuse that, well, they came up with the idea, because anybody can come up with a business idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not rocket science. Sorry, it's not.
Yeah. And
Like,
we're
I'm
not
not.
saying they don't deserve to get paid because
No,
they still do
definitely.
some work, but
Yes,
not to the extent that they're getting paid. That's just way too much.
that's greed, pure greed. And then another thing, obviously, the 14.7% increase in healthcare. That's a joke. Like, what? Healthcare has not gotten any better. And then they
No.
just are going to say inflation, but well, insurance premiums aren't paying for the increase in supply. I mean, I get that. Yes, that means that if I go to the hospital, my stay is going to cost more, so maybe that extra cost will get pushed onto the insurance company, but I highly doubt the insurance company is even paying for that. They're going to push that onto me, and yet they're going to increase my health insurance premium and push that extra cost onto me.
Right. It kind of feels like what's the point of health insurance sometimes?
Yeah, it's just
Honestly.
a joke. It's all greed is a very big problem in America. I mean, it's probably a big problem nationwide, but I live in America, so that's where I experience it.
Yeah.
And then another thing. Oh, what is this one? Oh, I guess I was going to ask you, what do you think is the reason wages aren't increasing?
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think it's a lot of greed. I think it's a lot of people at the top who have all of the control, keeping all the wealth for themselves. I think wages haven't increased because, I mean, well, yeah, minimum wage hasn't even increased in like over 10 years, I think. I think it's been like, what year did they raise it to 725?
Let me look that up quick. Because I know since it's passing, it's only been raised 9 times, I think is what.
Yeah, that was something I thought was crazy. Like, over like that many years, only 9 times. Like, you would think at least one time every 10 years or something.
Yeah, especially when we looked at inflation and how like it's just a joke.
Yeah,
Sorry, America just seems like a joke right now.
it kind of is.
Um, Congress hasn't increased the minimum wage since 2009, when it went from
Yeah, too, no.
$6.55 to $7.25. What a joke!
It's
Are
so
you
ridiculous.
serious?
Like, there's
What is
20
that?
states where the minimum wage is 725.
That wasn't even a dollar.
No.
Wow. Oh, I bet the owning class lost so much with that dollar.
Yeah, even
Oof.
though profits are at record highs.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't increase the wages, y'all, without increasing the prices somehow.
Yeah, I am very much against. They do not need to push that cost onto the consumer. That cost
No.
is where I have some info on wealth inequality and how it's dangerous tomorrow's episodes, but oof, that wealth inequality just gets to me because it's a joke.
Yeah.
But otherwise, with how it affects us, yeah, just money. We we do not have the bargaining power too. So that also, in my
Right.
opinion, makes us wage slaves because we don't have
That
any
too.
say over our hours. We don't really have any say over our pay. We're at the mercy. Even if you get paid a decent wage and make maybe more than the most average the median American income, you're still at the mercy of your boss.
Right, like go into go apply for a job at McDonald's, go to the interview and ask for $20 an hour for a line cook job and see what happens. That's not going to happen. You don't have any You might have a negotiating power within like maybe $1 at most of your wage, if even that.
And
Like there's no negotiating power.
and
That's just
even then, that negotiating power, they already have pre-built in. Like they pretend that you have that negotiating power, but they already planned that, you know?
right. They already
Like
have that in the budget to pay you.
yes,
Like they don't have to like they're not going to let you change your wage and have to adjust their budget.
exact. Like most companies I've seen will have a range of what they'll pay new hires. And I've
Yeah.
even seen people where they were like the new hire didn't ask for a lot. So they asked on the lower end, so they went with the lower end.
Oh yeah, of course they're going to do
That
that.
oh,
That's so messed up though, but
they
yeah.
could have paid that employee so much more, but that is a mm-mm. I
Mhm.
could never. Those business owners do not. That is so unethical. That's disgusting. But yeah, so we talked about how it affects us, and clearly it does. And then we went over like what can be done. We talked about unions, and obviously unions are important. They just
Yes.
help with a bunch of different things. Talked about workers' co-ops, creating a living wage, meeting basic needs, which we've mentioned multiple times. We just need to do that because it's
Yes.
ridiculous that we don't. We can afford to meet the basic needs of every American in this country, yet we choose not to.
Yes.
It's just frustrating to think about.
It is.
But yeah, that was kind of, I guess that was kind of wage slavery.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to really add to it.
I don't either.
So make sure you join us tomorrow where we talk about the economy and modern monetary theory. Otherwise, leave a comment below letting us know what you want us to talk about in future episodes.
You can reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. We also do occasionally Twitch live streams, so watch out for us there.
And don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know when we do. Otherwise, we will see everyone next time.